This is a 2000 Toyota Sienna 3.0 engine V6, and it has a check engine lights, and I did an earlier scan of this, and these are the codes that showed. So we have 4 codes, P0100, P0101, P0110, and P0500. Owner was complaining about some hesitation as far as as far as the MUF sensor is concerned. It seemed to be that's what's causing it. This P0500 has something to do with the vehicle speed sensor, and I think it is related to that ABS check lights. Anyway, she just told me to help get rid of the hesitation and occasionally engine dying out. And anyway, it seemed to be a mass airflow sensor. So let's get to the engine. And again, this is the 2000 3-liter engine 4-cam V6 Toyota Sienna. And I already dismantled this air filter housing together with the sensor. I unplugged the sensor harness, and which we will check to check the integrity of the wiring before we change the sensor. It's a 5-pin sensor, and okay, it's obvious that this is a combined air temperature sensor and a MUF sensor. If you'll notice, there are 5 pins, and I'm pretty sure that copper colored pin is the MUF sensor signal. Anyway, we will check the which among the wires. It has to be 2 constant grounds, 1 5-volt reference, 1 constant power, and of course that signal copper colored pin. Let me get my my digital voltmeter and even my test light. The idea is to check which among the wires are the constant sensor ground for both sensors, of course, and constant power and the 5-volt reference. Okay. I need my pins and clips here. I just improvised a small clip attached to the tip of my black lid. Connect to battery negative, and then slowly, one at a time, touching the pins. Okay. This is the pin to the left, and that's your 5-volt reference. And I think this is the pin for the I-80. This must be the ground. Okay, 28 millivolts, 0.28 volts. 28. I suspect that's the ground for the sensor, I-80 sensor, and another 28.5 millivolts. And I believe this is going to be the ground sensor for the MUF sensor itself. This should be for 12 volts. Oh, 9.23, this battery needs to be charged. And of course, this is the signal. Okay, now to confirm, I would like to use my test light just to be sure about the ground wires. And again, test light to battery negative. Touch the power and it should light. Okay, now touch the 5-volt reference again. This thing should difficult to work with one hand. Okay, definitely the test light doesn't have enough current to make the 5-volt reference light. This is okay. This is since I want to check the ground, test light to battery positive, and if this light, it confirms the pin next to the 5-volt reference. If it lights, it's the ground wire, and it test light lights. Definitely that's a ground wire for the I-80 sensor, and the next one is another ground for the MUF sensor. There you go, test light lights. And then of course move again to battery negative to test power, constant power, and if it lights, then that confirms the 4th pin is, and it lights 12 volts. Okay, so what I have found out so far is this is your 5-volt reference for your I-80 sensor. This is the ground wire for the I-80 sensor. This is the ground wire for the MUF, ground wire for I-80 sensor. This is the constant 12-volt power feed, and this is your signal. So definitely this is a bad sensor, and I already did put in a new one. This is the 5-wire sensor, a 5-pin actually. Yeah, again, that's your copper pin for the signal. Okay, so check it out, put everything back, and run it, and we'll see. There you go. Make sure sensor clicks. I'm putting it back in. In goes the there you go. Clip there. Take us the drain hose. Connect one of the hoses side. Difficult working with one hand, left hand holding the camera, and I wish I had another set of hands here. At any rate, let me just put down the camera. Okay, let's start the engine and see how it goes. Plug in my scanner. There you go. I'm using a launch CRP229. It works well with me. The only thing is it doesn't have any bidirectional features, but it works. Okay, now the engine is running fine. The last time I started this engine, immediately it would die out. And I still have the, of course, check engine lights. Let me just go back and this thing will take a while, so let me just, okay, take those sticks. Lighting is not good, but choose Asian, scroll down, Toyota, there you go. Too much light is not good. Anyway, okay. Loading. Takes a while though. It is idling nicely as compared to the last time. Okay, choose 16 pin. Communicating. I wish I had the more expensive scanners, but yeah, this is a description of the vehicle. Press OK. Health report. Engine fault, I think it's still the same. Yep. Okay. Read fault code. Okay, still the same code that I had. Now I have to 100, 110. 110, 110 PO. Oh, PO 500 is no longer there. Anyway, we'll clear this fault code. Memory, yes. Memory cleared. Okay. No DTC. Oh my goodness, what happened? Toyota. It should. Oh man. Trouble with the small scanner like this, the big finger, you press the wrong button, you start from the very first there we go again, 16 pin again. Better for me to lie it on my lap. Automatically search. There you go. Vehicle description. Health report. Idling nicely. snap it, and it responds very well. Okay, engine and ECT okay now. It says no, it's not. When you see it colored red, then you know there's something wrong with the engine and ECT. So we'll enter the system again and see if read for any fault code. It'll come back. So there you go, no DTC, and hopefully that's a fix. Now, as I said earlier, owner wants me to fix this. No more hesitation, no more engine dying out on idle. So this is a clean fix. Although of course there is still that ABS thing, which is another issue, and it's up to the customer to decide whether she wants it done or not. If she can live with it, then fine. And I suspect, like I said, she told me that the odometer, this dial here, not working. So I believe there's a connection between the speed sensor and the ABS lights that's on. The problem is I was trying to look for the speed sensor. I just couldn't locate it. So I'm not familiar with the Sienna, but hopefully if should the owner decide on it, then if she calls back, then I think I'll ask around where the location of the vehicle speed sensor is. Otherwise, definitely this is a fix. And I hope you guys out there learned something on this, and that's it. Thank you.